Hello, neighbors. Welcome to another episode of Ponderosa Garden Adventures. It's Mark today, back out in the garden, and in the past couple of weeks, I've been showing you around the garden various things that are happening this spring. And today, I wanted to talk about a topic we hardly ever talk about, and that is our trees. So we have planted several trees. We have several trees that are just legacy trees that were here on the property all the time. But I want to start in particular with this one right behind me. This tree is called a dark peppermint willow. This particular one is called After Dark Peppermint Willow, according to the nursery where we bought it. So let me come around this way and give you a closer look. It's a willow tree, but it's smaller than the kind of willow you see along the side of streams and stuff. Nevertheless, let me give you the full height of it here. This one is now almost 10 feet tall. This is a tree that we planted. And one thing we loved about it is the beautiful, beautiful foliage. It has foliage that varies from a dark green to a very dark burgundy red. And really, really beautiful combination. And so we planted this many years ago, and we thought it had died because it dried out. And well, first I should explain why we put it here. This is the lowest point on the property, like sort of right behind me over here. And so the water during rainstorms drains all the way and it pools up down here and makes a big muddy mess. That's fine. But we wanted a tree that didn't mind having water. Willows love water. They grow next to streams and rivers and stuff. And so we figured there's a perfect spot for it because the water flows right past it here. But one of the earlier years, we had a really drought year where we only had like 3 inches of rain. And we thought it had died out. But we had an arborist look at it, and he told us, I think it's still alive, just cut it down. So let me show you. I'm going to flip it around and show you how we cut it. So here's the trunk. You can see right here, right here, right here. We cut it off right here, and it started growing back. And now it is well over, I would say, 10 feet tall. So it has this beautiful foliage, and it does weep the way willow trees do, but not quite as big. It'll get about 15, maybe 18 feet tall at full height, whereas willow trees probably get about twice that height. So that's one of our favorites. This is, again, After Dark Peppermint Willow, and it's a beautiful, beautiful tree. Good shade, a good screen plant, and it grows fairly fast. It's grown this far in like about 3 years. So about 3 or 4 feet a year. 2 or 3 feet a year. Now, I'm just going to go around here because we do have some other trees. We have a white oak tree there. We have this lantern tree thing. They just grow everywhere around here. They're like weeds, so we got to get that thing removed eventually. And then we have this huge, huge California pepper tree. And again, these just grow naturally all over. In California, if you drive along the highways, you will often see they have pepper trees along the side of the highways because they grow so easily and so fast here. And you can see this thing is gigantic. It is well at least 30 feet tall, and it provides shade for the entire back half of the property, the backyard, during the summer. So that's good, but it's also getting extremely large, and so we're going to have to do something about it eventually. We haven't figured it out. But we love this tree because it gets all these blossoms in the spring, and there's so many bees in it. Like if you stand in it, it sounds like you're in a hive. There's literally thousands of bees and because it makes up millions of these little tiny flowers. So that is the pepper tree here. And so now I'm going to take you through the archway and show you Well, first of all, we have these yucca plants that were planted just from like a branch we found lying on the ground, and then we split that one off. And those things grow like crazy. I'm not crazy about them because they're growing so fast and they're taking over. But speaking of taking over, this is one of our favorite plants. This is called a potato bush. It's called potato bush because it makes these purple flowers that look very similar to the flowers on an actual potato plant. But a potato plant grows on the ground. It's an annual, and it will, you know, it'll make these little flowers, and once it makes these little flowers, you pull it up, and then the potatoes are ready. But this isn't really a potato bush. It's a different kind of plant altogether. But we love these because they make a great hedge plant, and they grow incredibly fast. We planted these, I think, just a year ago, and look how tall. They're taller than I am. They're a good 8 feet tall. And we wanted to fill in this area right here. We wanted kind of a screen for privacy, and we also kind of want to separate that back part Paradiso from this area of the yard. And so we put those in last year, and they've already filled in. Actually, it might have been 2 years ago. Let me check, and I'll get back to you. Yeah, whenever we need to fill up a spot, we pick a potato bush. Look, here's one over here. Again, now the one thing about these is you got to keep up with them. You got to prune them almost once a month during growing season, which is about from, you know, February through August. So we're constantly cutting this thing back. But again, this one just totally filled up this area, and we put them along the fences here where we're not probably, really growing anything. We also like to have these hibiscus. Now, hibiscus grow fast too, but they're also a little slower. They put out tons of blossoms. The nice thing is they make these huge blossoms. They blossom almost year round. Great way to add some color. And again, it's a great hedge bush, and they just grow really hardy here in Zone 10A. And they also remind me of the islands the year I lived in Oahu. All right, and so you can see we have another potato bush. Again, wherever we have a space, we can always just put a potato bush and keep it down. Now, I'm going to walk over here. All right, I'm going through our archway here. So last week I showed you we have a really nice apple tree here. And it's still cranking up some apples this year. Look, here's one that just fell off. Isn't there apple? Oh, look, something ate it. Huh. I'm not going to eat this one, but this is a really reliable. We love this tree, but let me show you some of the other fruit trees we have. Right behind me is our plum tree, and this is kind of like our favorite fruit tree. As you can see, it's got a really nice shape to it. See, we've been pruning it to try and get it into more of like a round, kind of a round ball shape. Instead of, it was kind of more like a tulip shape. It was more like vertical, and now it's much more of a round shape. And we do get plums. This is a burgundy plum, so it's these dark purple plums with dark purple flesh. Very flavorful, very delicious, and we love them, very juicy. But this year we only have, so far, we can only find one plum on there. We think the birds ate them. But let me show you. Let me turn around and I will show you where the plum is. All right, so here it is. There's the plum. That is the one plum we have growing or ripening this year that we've been able to find. Now you can see by the size of it, if there were any others, we would probably be able to see them, but we just don't see any other plums. So again, we're okay with that because we really wanted to work more just on the shape of the tree this year and get it to really nice shape. In the past, we've had to put netting or try other techniques to keep the birds out so we have the fruit, but it affects how the tree grows. So we're kind of just letting it go this year, and hopefully maybe we'll get a better crop next year. And while we're looking at these fruit trees, this is one that I don't think we've talked about recently. This is a pear tree. I'm going to zoom in so you can see, but we've we're very excited about this. We've had this pear tree as long as we've had the apple tree, but this is the first year we've actually gotten a significant amount of fruit on it. So as you can see, we're actually getting a couple of pears this year, and they're looking really good. Here's a couple, 3 more over here. Oh, there's a big cluster of them over here. There's another 4. It's all together about 10 pears on the tree this year, so it's coming along. It's gonna be fine. Probably not doing as good as some of our other fruit trees, but we're nursing it along, and it's finally starting to produce. So what else do we have? Oh, we've got one more big tree to show you over here, and it's not really a tree. This is another hedge tree, but it is a privet. And this is our privet tree. It's actually 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 privet bushes here. And if you're familiar with privet, it is just a workhorse of a hedge tree. First of all, look how tall it is. It will go as tall as you want. So keep it trimmed. It's hardy. It's pest resistant, disease resistant, drought resistant. During the summer, you just once a week. Water once a week is plenty. And they just, they don't have very many problems. Nothing will grow underneath it. Nothing grows underneath it. You never have to weed. The leaves make this really nice, thick mulch that keeps weeds and bugs down and stuff. You just can't go wrong. My only thing is I'm really allergic to the flowers. So we have to cut these flowers off every year. They make me sneeze. But other than that, you can't go wrong with a privet. If you need a hedge, they take a while to grow, but once they get up there, if you need a hedge, can't go wrong with a privet. Zone 10A, they thrive. Really good. Again, drought tolerant. Gotta be drought tolerant. And I think that's really about it for the backyard as far as our big trees and bushes. Everything else is kind of like less than 5 feet tall. So let's head out to the front and we'll wrap this up. All right, so I'm in the front yard now, and behind me you can see our golden desert or desert gold peach tree. We've done lots of videos on this, on pruning it, treating it, peach harvest. We just had the peach harvest about 2 weeks ago, and so it's done with the fruit for the year. It's just leafing out, and it's a beautiful tree once the fruit is gone, because it makes these really nice droopy leaves. It's really pretty. We love this tree. This was the first tree we planted, so it's very special. But right next to it is another peach tree, and this is the Red Baron, and this is just starting to ripen fruit. Like, I can barely even feel it. I'll give you a close-up. So here it is, beginning of June, and these peaches are still really super small. So I don't know if they're gonna they're starting to ripen. So I don't know if they're gonna fully ripen this year. We'll see. But it seems like it's taking longer than in previous years. So yeah, we're not sure if they're going to get the fruit this year. It's developing really slowly. It's ripening really slowly, is what I should say. And so that's okay, because the main reason we got this is that it's actually for the blossoms. The blossoms are these beautiful double petals, like magenta, deep magenta color. They're just beautiful, and it blossoms for a few weeks in the spring, middle of spring. So it's already blossomed, but if we get any peaches out of it, that's kind of extra. Then back in the back corner, let me walk around so you can see a little closer. Right here, we have a plumbago bush. And this, again, we planted about 5 years ago. And this is definitely one of the kind of plants, watch out. It takes over. We have to cut this thing back constantly. We have to constantly cut it here to separate it from the other trees. And it just is constantly setting up new shoots out of the ground and stuff. So, but we love these beautiful blue flowers it makes. So definitely worth it. Again, another really good hedge plant. Right next to that, we have this beautiful, this is called a butterfly bush, and butterflies love this, especially monarch butterflies. I can see there's a butterfly right there. It's trying to get in here. He's not happy because I'm holding on to this. Is he going to land on it? Ah, that's a bee. Anyway, and then right next to that is something called a sky flower. And again, here in Zone 10A, you will see these all over the place, like landscaping at commercial properties. You'll see these kind of sky flowers. Again, they grow really fast. Every year, you can just come way back down to a stump year after year, and they will just shoot up. So, and then they make these beautiful, getting closer so you can see beautiful. Don't you love these beautiful purple flowers? And again, the pollinators, the butterflies love it. All right, well, that's it for today. Just a quick tour around the property showing you all the trees and hedges that we have. And I hope you like that. It's a real big part of landscaping. The thing we like about those hedge bushes is that they take up a lot of space and they're really low maintenance. Just, trim them, feed them maybe once a year, keep watering them about once a week, and they're gonna sort of create a frame for the garden. So that's what we've got here at the Ponderosa. Hope you enjoyed that. Leave us comments below, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching Ponderosa Garden Adventures. We'll see you next time.